Originally, the Traxxas BigFoot came with a 12-turn 550 motor. Here it is here. You can see it that well, but that's what it came with. Okay, and here's the ESC. It's a Traxxas XL-5. Pretty sealed. The water's going to get into that thing. There's no fan or anything. Yeah, worked good with that motor. But I decided to upgrade. So what I did is I put in a Spektrum system, the 85 amp ESC, and a 3300 kV motor that comes with the Spektrum package, you know. Just something I had laying around. So I wanted to modify the car so that a 3S battery would fit in it. So what I had to do there is I just put in some blocks and some longer screws and raised up the shelf, or whatever you want to call it, that the ESC and the receiver mount to. So that gave me enough room to slide my battery up underneath. And then I had to also extend these towers for bolting down the motor. And what I did there is I just simply took some 832 hardware, cut it to length, and drilled out the holes a little bit larger, and then let the 832 thread just tap into there, you know. So it was just, these are just parts that I have on hand at home, so that's why I did it, you know, that way. And that's what the setup looks like. Oh yeah, one other thing I did too is I modified and added a wheelie bar to it. This is the DR10 wheelie bar. All I did was invert it. I flipped it over. The wheels would have normally been up on top here. I moved them down to here, put a little spacer in, and you can see that it's attached to the shock tower right here, and it's also attached at the motor guard, you know, right there, because there's two holes there. So it just, you know, it worked out perfect. And as for amount of raise, it comes up pretty high, but not bad before it hits this little wheelie bar. I mean, it kind of needed it because now it's got some more speed to it. I think I did anything else to the thing. I added some shocks to it, put some, you know, hot racing. Is that what these are? Hot racing? I guess these are. Yeah. No, these are Proline. I'm sorry. Instead of having body clips, I just like having, you know, thumb screws. So anyways, yeah, the battery goes right on in there. Show you how it fits. Because you can't get a 3S battery in these things at all. There's just no way. If you wouldn't have modified it, because otherwise the battery's going to be sitting in like this, because that's as far back as it's going to go. And it, you know, sitting up at an angle like that, you don't want that. And then not only that, you could space it up like I did. I tried that. I tried spacing it up with some foam and strapping it in. That didn't work too well. Now I can just throw the battery in there, drop my clamp on there. You know, I mean, I don't know if machine screws work that well in plastic. I'm not a plastic expert or anything, but you get more threads with an 832 than you would just with like a wood screw, you know, that they normally use in plastic. The threads are not as prolific, but they're, you know, not as many either. So with a machine screw, you're getting more threads. And if you worry about it, you could put some Loctite, or it's not Loctite, but some super glue or whatever, and just drive the all thread down in there. So yeah, that's basically it. I couldn't do much with the motor leads. They're there. I got the fan hooked up. Everything's running and working. It's a great little car. Enjoying it. But that's just a simple modification. So once you pull the ESC and the receiver box off, this little I can't come up with a term for this, because there's got to be a name for it. I'm just going to call it, this little plate that mounts to is mounted down in here originally. So if you've got longer screws and put some spacers in between, you can lift it way up, you know. So battery fits in just fine. So now it's 3S capable and not so top heavy and everything from having the battery up so high. Yeah, worked out great, man. Thanks for watching.